I've just arrived on the Silk Road Trade Network in Central Asia, 1346, and that rat you just saw is about to wipe out a third of Europe's population. If you thought 2020 was bad, you're gonna wanna see this. So I just pointed to west on my compass and they let me hitchhike via camel with them. How cool. Unknown to anyone right now, inside that sack back there is the origin of the worst pandemic in human history, silently heading towards Europe. So we've just arrived in Kaffa, a major trading port on the southern coast of what's now Crimea by the Black Sea. And that now bacteria-infested grain sack is about to get loaded onto one of these ships, headed further west. Whether that rat's still alive doesn't matter anymore. It's the fleas carrying the bacteria that are the real danger. And over the next 2 weeks at sea, they're gonna find new hosts. Humans. We're on our way now, and some of the crew are already infected. They just don't know it yet. The symptoms won't show for another few days.
What are you talking about, woman? We are just transporting goods.
All right, day 1 at sea, and we're all below deck having dinner. Question for the table, and be honest, how is everyone feeling health-wise?
I feel amazing. We are sailors. We do not get sick, my lady.
3 days later, and those famous last words aged like milk left outside on a hot day. Hey, can I see your arm for a second? So it begins. The very first victim is about to be claimed in a matter of hours. We've just docked in Messina, Sicily, and the welcome isn't exactly warm. Most of the sailors on board are either dead or covered in these black swollen lumps. They don't know what it is yet, but they know it's bad. They're ordering the ships to leave, but it's already too late. I want to talk about what this actually looked like, because I don't think people fully understand. A flea bites you. You don't even feel it. It has just fed on an infected rat, and now the virus, known as Yersinia pestis, is in your bloodstream. Within 2 to 7 days, fever, chills, difficulty breathing. Next comes agonizing, hard, black, swollen lumps under the skin, sometimes the size of an apple, in your neck, armpits, groin region. 90% of people were dead within a week. This is Florence, one of the wealthiest, most sophisticated cities in all of Europe, and now the streets are completely empty. Nobody here understands why. They can't see the fleas. They don't know what's causing it. Some think it's bad air. Others think it's punishment from God. A writer named Giovanni Boccacetti is here right now watching all of this, and he later describes neighbors refusing to open their doors, parents abandoning their own children, not because they don't care, because they are terrified, and they have every right to be. Someone here's agreed to talk to me. How long have you been doing this?
Months now. I lost count. Every day. I do not stop.
May I ask if you've lost anyone?
My wife, my brother, both men who lived beside me. Everyone.
Do you know what is causing it?
God is angry. That is all I know.
He has no idea it is the fleas on the rats in his own home. He is sleeping with them every night. One of the lucky ones. For now, at least. You know the most unsettling thing about all of this? It is not the bodies. It is the quietness. This is the middle of Florence at midday. This city has 90,000 people in it right now, and there is nobody out here. Nobody. And this is only the beginning. The church is under enormous pressure right now. Everyone wants answers, and the priests have none. They're dying just like everybody else.
Why are you talking? You should be praying.
Praying's their best hope right now. So that's Italy. I need to head further west to see how fast this thing's actually spreading. Where are you headed?
Paris, France. Want to ride?
Yes, please. Time to hit the road again. On the road to France on another germobile. Even in the middle of nowhere, you can feel it. Empty villages, abandoned fields. The plague follows the roads and leaves behind no traces. Just watching in horror passing through this village on the outskirts of Paris, everyone's gone. You can literally hear a pin drop and there's an actual body on the floor. And this village is just one of hundreds across France right now. All right, so we've finally arrived in Paris, about 3 months down the line now. The guards seem to be checking everyone coming in. Not that it matters at this point. This is the Hotel Dia, oldest hospital in Paris. Multiple patients occupy a single bed, the sick next to the dying and the dying next to the dead. The nuns are declining at an extraordinary rate. They know what's likely coming to them. Yet they keep doing it anyway. These people are known as the flagellants. They're literally whipping themselves publicly, convinced God will stop it if they suffer enough. 800 religious groups across all of Europe, traveling city to city, and spreading it faster with every stop. I have someone here. How are you managing?
My husband passed last month. Now I keep my daughter inside, away from people.
She is doing exactly the right thing, 700 years before anyone calls it social distancing. And if there was ever a sign to say stay clear like your life depends on it, those red crosses are it. These mass grave sites are becoming a normality now as there's nowhere else to put the bodies. Paris is currently losing over 800 people a day, or around 0.5% of the population per day. And it's not even at its peak yet. The physicians of Paris have just published their official explanation for the Black Death. They said it's caused by a bad alignment of Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars in 1345. Planetary alignment. These are the most educated men in Europe right now. Let that sink in. The people who grow the food are dying. The people who bring it to market are dying. And the animals are being left to starve because there is nobody left to tend to them. Europe is facing a famine on top of a pandemic, and the economy is collapsing in real time. Leaving Paris now, heading north toward the Channel. People are saying it's crossed into England, and I want to head to London at the peak of all this to see the situation there. Getting on another ship. You know the drill by this point. England will see you shortly. The plague entered England through various shipping ports in late 1348, a year after infecting Italy, and reached its peak in 1349. The English city with the most casualties? London. And that's exactly where we're headed. So we made it across the Channel and up the Thames. Let's see how bad things are getting here. The first signs aren't good. This is one of the busiest docks in Europe, and it's almost empty. I've come to a plague doctor's office to hopefully speak to them. Some treatments supposedly include bloodletting, draining what they believe is bad blood, and get this, rubbing live chickens on the swellings, hoping to draw the disease out. Of course, none of it worked. This guy's mask might be the most unsettling thing I've seen since I've been here, and I've seen a lot since I've been here. Sir, please explain.
The mask is filled with lavender, rosemary, cloves. It purifies the air to avoid infection.
The air, not the fleas. How many people have you lost this week?
Everyone I treated, more than I could count.
I know it's pointless, but the doctor insisted I wore this, and I'm looking like a serial killer right now, but don't be alarmed. I've just entered one of those houses with the red crosses on, and I'm starting to understand why no one should go within a mile of them. I just want to ask how you're doing.
I've had the fever 3 days now. I don't think I have long left. You shouldn't be here. My wife put a cross on the door for a reason.
This is London at its absolute worst. Across Europe right now, the plague is killing between 30 and 60% of every city it touches. 25 million people, gone. And those fires you're seeing? Bodies. Burning bodies. This tavern would normally have 50 people in it right now, drinking, arguing, laughing, playing music. This is where community happened in 1349. No phones, no entertainment, this was it. That's King Edward III, leaving London. The King of England is fleeing his own capital city because of the plague. He moves the entire royal court to the countryside. When the king's bailing out, you know it is bad. The Thames is full of bodies right now. The burial system has completely collapsed. No one to dig the graves, no priests, no ground left. The river that this entire city depends on for water is also its mass grave. It's been over a year at this point, still going. No one knows why, no one knows how to stop it. Somehow I've been healthy this whole time. Not sure for how much longer, though. It's the next day, and I don't want to alarm anyone, but I woke up with a headache this morning, and I am really cold. I'm sure it is nothing. I found a room. I'm staying off the streets. The fever started a few hours ago. I keep telling myself I am a time traveler. This cannot actually kill me. I am less certain of that than I was this morning. Day 2. I cannot get warm. My neck feels like it's starting to swell up. I know what that means. I just need to get through tonight. Hey, Doc, you know it's the fleas, right? And that mask does nothing for you.
You are delirious right now. You must rest and hydrate as often as possible.
There's no cure for this thing, no medicine, no nothing. Just water, rest, and hope for the best. I don't know what day it is. If this is the last one of these, it started with a flea on a rat on the Silk Road. Tell them it was the fleas. I am still here. I do not know how many days that was. The swelling's gone. I made it. So, how did it end? It didn't end with a magic cure, it just receded. Boring, I know. The most likely reason is that the surviving rat population built up immunity, meaning fewer infected fleas means fewer infected humans. The survivors, like me, likely had a natural genetic resistance. Nobody figured that out for another 500 years. Here's what nobody talks about. The plague killed so many workers that the ones who survived now have power. Peasants are demanding higher wages. Lords cannot say no, there's no one to work the land. The system that controlled Europe for centuries is starting to crack. The plague doesn't just kill people, it reshapes entire societies. People are starting to rebuild. The carpenter is fixing buildings. The market is restocking. It's not recovery yet, it's just the beginning of a new chapter in history. The church asked people to pray. They prayed, nothing stopped. 60% of England's clergy are dead. The institution that held medieval society together has been hollowed out. People are not done with faith, but they are done with blind faith. For the first time, physicians are starting to question the old answers. Observation over tradition. Germ theory is still 300 years away, but it starts here, in rooms like this one. Let's talk numbers for a second. France, half its entire population. Italy, up to 60% in some cities. England, 40%. Germany, Spain, Scandinavia, similar. The Middle East and North Africa, a third. Total world population at the time around 440 million people, between 75 and 200 million of them dead in 4 years. All of it. starting with a flea. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. It was really fun to create, and I did my best to keep everything as historically accurate as possible. Where should I go next? Let me know down below. You want to close the show?
Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.
See ya.